Because Lynn loves everybody and everybody loves Lynn.
Lovable.
Loving.
London.
Grandma Lynn was always young at heart. She was always the young mom out there. She's always still even young and playful and goofing around.
YMCA.
Yes, because she says yes to all of her grandchildren.
Yahtzee!
No sweet tea.
Noble because she's always really strong, she'll never back down, and she always does stuff for us.
N for
Napping.
And the other N stands for... I haven't decided yet, but it has something to do with the kitchen table being a mess.
nice.
Nice. Definitely not naughty. That would not be in there.
Nosy.
Everlasting, because she has this everlasting love for all of us in the family.
Exciting. She always had excitement in her.
Excellent.
Enjoyable.
Everyone is always welcome in the Gabbard household, including people who open up the cabinet and eat everything that has been purchased for the family.
And the E stands for everything because she's been everything to me and our whole family.
Mother hen. I think growing up she had all of her kids and she always was marching around, taking them from place to place.
If Grandma were an animal, she'd be a mouse for Minnie Mouse.
I'm trying to think of an animal that's really strong. So like, let's just say a lioness. The mother, I don't know, something like she's just so strong and especially with everything she's been going through.
I agree with that actually, because when people keep asking me at work, my friends are asking me about everything that's going on right now, and I've said, I think of everybody in the family that's dealing with this, she's dealing with everything the best and the strongest, and she's being very strong for all of us.
A lioness, because she protects her cubs well.
A teddy bear because she gives good hugs.
A dog, because she always is like just like around, and like dogs always like are around and stuff, and they like you a lot and are always there for you when you need them.
She's a cow because my moo sounds like a cow.
Well, I have several things she's taught me. The first one obviously is to cook.
The most important thing my mom taught me was how to raise my kids and care for my kids and love my kids as much as she loved us and cared for us and did things for us.
You always have to do things for other people. She always is helping everybody else out.
To be a loving and caring person and always put my kids first.
Something that Lynn has taught me is always just to be a positive and loving person to others, no matter what. Just always be loving, always be accepting, and, just welcoming to others.
I am not a very good cook, so just watching the way she has provided for her family that way, I've tried to do that. Very hard following in her footsteps with her.
But you've gotten a lot better.
I've gotten a lot better, definitely, and that's because of him and because of you teaching Scott.
And that's what I was going to say actually, because if you look at Gary, Robbie, Tracy, Christy, and me, I think there's one quality and trait we all got from our mom is that very loving parent. I mean, all of our kids should feel very blessed that they have parents who care about them so much and so deeply, and I think that's just because we got that love growing up all of our lives. And I think that was the one thing that she taught me is how to be a great parent.
And one more thing she's taught me, and I don't know if it's a good thing, but it's good, but it can be bad too sometimes. It's when you're mad at someone to yell and scream and get it over with and be done and forgive and go on.
She taught me about the time that they broke the kitchen table and never told Gary.
Yeah, I think one thing that she's taught me that as long as you're doing what's right, just keep doing what's right and love the people around you, and everything's going to work out. If it's not today, it'll work out tomorrow. So just keep on doing it right and love the people around you.
One more thing I think she's taught me is just to be strong And I'm glad she taught me that because it's helped me get through a lot in my life. And she wouldn't be where she's at today if she wasn't so strong the way she's been fighting the past couple months. So she's been strong her whole life, and I'm glad it's something she taught me.
She taught me how to ride a scooter. I'd give her a hug.
We'd give her a 25-room house where the whole family could live.
If I could give Lynn anything money could buy, it would definitely be a vacation home at Walt Disney World with a garage where the matching scooters could just pull right in.
A month away with the entire family. A vacation to Myrtle Beach or someplace like that where we did 20 or 30 years ago. I think she would absolutely love.
Hey Lynn, if I had all the money in the world and I could buy you anything that I thought you deserved, which would be all of it, first thing I would buy you is the Reds and the Cincinnati Bengals so that we can buy them and fix them and then we don't have to sit and complain about them all the time. I always loved coming over to your house and supposed to be hanging out with Aaron and Brad and Max and end up just sitting with you watching games all the time. Every time we have games on, I always think of you. I just want to let you know I love you and I'm hanging in there for you and I'm praying for you.
I'd probably give her an iced tea maker because I know how much she loves iced tea.
I would take the power chair that she likes to ride in and I would soup it up. Flames coming out of the side, I'm talking like major. And then I would also let her take that to Disney World. That way that when she's riding next to Gary and moving faster than Gary in his chair and he goes down the steps on accident, she can fly down to the other side.
Her house remodeled and get her wall down that she's been wanting down for a long time.
Rascal basketball, just because I know she's the best handler around with the scooter.
I would like to see Mommy play football.
I'd like to see her play bowling again. That was one of the things that she and I did when we first met. I taught her how to bowl so she got better, and just like to see her bowl again.
The only one I could think of, maybe a golfer? Just trying to think of the easiest one, Lynn.
Football. Baseball, because whenever I throw something to her, she would always be like, one-handed!
I know we talked about adding some flames to her wheelchair, but I would put a jousting stick on the front of it. And on her chair, she would take it and she would be able to control it, and her and Gary would joust with each other in the living room.
One sport I'd like to see Grandma play is basketball because she always comes to see me play basketball, so it'd be nice to see her play once.
I'd love to see her play basketball on her little scooter driving around dribbling the ball.
I would like to see Grandma try and play Quidditch.
Actually, I would like to see Mom, when she was about 20 years old, bowling. Well, actually, before or after she was pregnant, I guess. Whenever she wasn't pregnant during that time. When she was actually some kind of an athlete, because I don't know where we all got our athleticism from, so somehow she claims she's a bowler, so I'd like to have seen that way back in the day.
I think the sport I'd like to see her play the most is the race with Robin.
That's what I was going to say.
That's going to be a good head-to-head battle one of these days. Hopefully it's downhill.
I remember a Thanksgiving when I was, I think, maybe either a freshman or sophomore in college, and still feeling pretty homesick. And it was Thanksgiving break, and we only had short Thanksgiving. And I remember I wasn't going to be able to get home to see Tara and the rest of the family on Thanksgiving. And I was a little bit down about it and mentioned it to Mom. And lo and behold, a few days later, I get a plane ticket to come home, to go there and come back. And I still remember Dad saying, "You better thank your mom for this one. She definitely made this happen." So I was very thankful for that time.
I'm just always thankful for her. Justice.
One time I was really thankful for Grandma was when Grandpa was giving me a steel spike and Grandma kind of pushed him out of the way.
I would just say I'm very thankful for her being such a good mom to my wonderful husband.
I'm always thankful for my grandma because there's never a time that she's not there for me or has never been there for me, and she's just the most loving person that I know.
I think the time I was most thankful for is when we were getting ready for the wedding, and her and Papa just kept backing us and helping us with ideas and helping us get everything done that we needed to get done. I was really thankful for it. That was a tough planning time and a crunch time, but it all worked out.
I don't have one certain time or one certain thing. Obviously, I wouldn't be where I am today without her.
I'm very thankful for like when she takes us to game works every year. And
one thing I was thankful for is when I was littler and she got me a pop shop for Christmas, and it stayed in her basement for a long time.
I think that is when she was the driving force behind our family vacation to Disney World. I think we were very thankful for her arranging that and organizing that to make it a great family trip.
I'm thankful that Grandma comes to all of my sporting events.
There's so many times I was thankful for her, but I guess probably the most important one is when she finally said I do at the altar instead of turning around and running the other direction.
A time when I was thankful for Lynn. What about when I moved into her basement and lived there for 2 years and parked a 35-foot school bus in front of her house for 2 years?
Obviously, there are tons of things that I have to be thankful for you. One that really sticks out at the moment is my last name. I wouldn't be a Gabbard if it wasn't for you, and I am so very thankful to be a Gabbard.
Tea,
extra ice,
lots of lemon.
She'll definitely want her an iced tea, something to make her iced tea.
Either her wheelchair or scooter.
She had a choice.
A phone, a wheelchair, and Grandpa.
Definitely her unsweet tea with lots of ice and lots of lemon.
Her tea, lemon.
Her iced tea.
her scooter, of course.
Her phone. She'd have to have that cell phone.
And then she'd probably take a TV to watch football games.
Her phone.
Her cell phone.
Her phone.
Or she would want to have pictures of all her loving children and grandchildren.
First and foremost, her family.
Her family.
One would be her family, because she loves everybody so much.
Number one, she would have to take Pawpaw with her because her and Pawpaw have been together for 45 years and they're not about to go another day in their lives without being together.
And her medicine.
Maggiano's to go, because first we would dine, and then we would order every round of everything to go in addition.
And then she'd probably take her family.
A picture of all her grandchildren and a picture of Grandpa.
And she'd probably take Grandpa with her.
Her wheelchair.
The leather rolly chair, for sure.
Her scooter.
She better have her electric scooter or she ain't getting around very far.
She would take her scooter.
And then that iPad, that stupid iPad, she would take her eyes off of.
Definitely she would take her little green machine with her so she can stay on top of the world.
Her scooters.
And her iPad.
Her green machine.
Her iPad.
Her iPad.
Her iPad.
That big Kentucky jug for drinking out of.
Her UK cup full of unsweetened tea.
Another one would be her new bed, because she loves it so much.
Her pillow.
I hope she takes Garen.
And Ryan.
When she called me her FRG, which stands for favorite redheaded grandson, and she told me that she was my FFG, which stands for favorite fat grandma.
The night after Dad rode down the stairs in his scooter, we were at the Disney Halloween thing, and I was talking to Christy, and I hear this loud, like, crash, and Christy just loses it, and I turn around, and I see Dad driving away, just shaking his head, and like, and then I see you behind him on your scooter going, because you had crashed into him.
A shoe. Enough said.
I think it was at Thanksgiving when Grandma was coming in on her electric scooter and she almost ran over Macy, and my dad started singing Macy got run over by a grandma.
Anytime someone gives her a pina colada, that is absolutely hilarious.
When she has those pina coladas, and then kids cover your ears, and then when the talk turns sexual, she gets completely bright red, and everybody starts dying laughing whenever that happens. So that's some of the funniest times for me.
Tyler, turn the lights off. It's so hot in here.
Alright, so one time, Grandma made me laugh is when we were coming down the street, and I was a little bit littler, and in the brown car, they got weird door openers, and I just pulled it up because I didn't think it was a door opener, and the door flew open, and Grandma, like, first time I ever heard her yell, she was just going crazy. She's like, well, you gotta tell me what you think it is. Don't just open it.
One of the best laughs I ever had was her in Disney World with Christy and Aaron, and there's a picture of them on our bedroom, and they were laughing and carrying on and singing while we were sitting in the booth in the restaurant eating. And then the other time was when she had the diver come down to our in the restaurant at Disney World, and she had the diver put on the windowsill a sign that said, "Happy birthday to me."
Whenever I was a kid and I would get into a super grumpy mood, you used to say, "Hey Aaron, I think you dropped something. It's your smile." And it was the stupidest thing ever, but I always smiled.
The time she made me laugh the most was we were eating at Dick's down in Gatlinburg, and she's always forever asking for more lemons for her tea. And she was down there and she asked those people for more lemons, and sure enough, they just started firing them at her, hitting her with them from across the room.
Everything. Something I love about Grandma is that whenever all of the family is together, she's always just so happy to see us, and I just love how happy she is all the time and how much she loves us.
I like the way that she makes me laugh and how she's always got a big heart and she always makes me smile.
The main thing that I love about Lynn is how welcoming she has always been. She has never turned anyone away at her door. She has shared like 27,000 packs of fruit gushers. Lots of soft drinks in my life have come from Lynn Gambert's refrigerator.
One thing I love about her, right or wrong, that we'll be sitting at the kitchen table and we'll be talking about Dave Nolan, and before we know it, she's peeing her pants.
One thing I love about Grandma is that even when she got sick, she still made an effort to come to my basketball games.
I love her commitment that she has to her family.
I love that I've never seen you defeated. With everything that your life has been, especially the beginning parts, I feel like it'd be so easy for someone to just admit defeat on a daily basis, and I've never seen you defeated ever. Whether you felt that way or not, I've never seen you show it, and I love that.
She's nice and she tries to come to all my basketball games, and she gets my basketball shoes all the time.
One thing I love about Mama, anytime you say something, she gets her little green machine out and she starts fingering through it just to prove you're wrong if she thinks you're wrong. You gotta love that.
One thing I love about her is her caringness.
The one thing I love about her is that she always seemed to understand what I was going through and everybody else around her was going through. And she always tried to make it better.